Sagt die Gemara, Omar, Rav Yehuda, Omar Shmuel. Arba kaises halalu tzarich sheyeheben kedei mezigas kais yafe. The four cases, the dalet cases, have to have a mezigas kais yafe. What does mezigas kais yafe mean? So mezige, as Rashi says, means that you dilute, you mix water and wine. The wine on Malaga Zeiten was very sharp, very strong, and you had to mix it with water. So that's what meziga means. What does mezigas kais yafe mean? You can dilute it and mess it up, whether you put too much water or too little water, or you could dilute it just right, perfectly, that it should be mezigas kais yafe. So what Yehuda Shmuel is saying is that the dalet cases have to be in a way that it's mezigas kais yafe. So Rashi explains exactly what that means. Kedei mezigas kais yafe. So what's the exact shear of that? Shiurai reiva revius. The shear of mezigas kais yafe is that you have to have a reiva of a revius of wine. Kedei shims again uve yamad al revius lug. And then you add water and it'll be a revius. So there's 1/4 wine and 3/4 water. The chamra, because wine, the leidori al chat plas maya, that's not mixed with 1 against 3 of water, lav chamrahu. It's not wine that's really made to drink. It's not the way people drink wine. In order to drink wine, it has to be mixed, but mixed in a balanced oifen. Not too much alcohol, not too little. It has to be just right. That's the type of yofa here. Yofa in this context means a nice cup of wine that the meziga is done right. Sagt Rashi weiter, v'kasol kedaitach, the havamin of the Gemara is the ben kulam ka'ama shmuel the leheve reive revius yayin. Havamin of the Gemara is that for all dalet cases together, it's enough to have a reive revius of yayin and then add 3/4 water, so you have 1 revius of yayin mazug for all dalet cases. That's the havamin of the Gemara. And on that, the Gemara is going to ask a steer from the Braise, that in the Braise it says that you have to have a revius for each one of the dalet cases separately. That's the way that Rashbam understands this Rashi here. So what you see from this Rashi is a very big chiddush. The havamin of the Gemara l'chayr is a very big chiddush. That although there's a mitzvah to drink dalet cases, 4 separate cases. The havamin of the Gemara, though, is that the shear of the 4 separate dalet cases is 1 revius, combining all dalet cases. All dalet cases is 1 revius. Then, what's the maskan of the Gemara? The Gemara later concludes and says that what's the pshat? That it means l'kol chad v'chad. You have to have a separate revius for each case. So l'chayre, the teichen of the Gemara, according to Rashi, is the havamin of the Gemara is 1 revius for all dalet cases, and the maskan of the Gemara is a separate revius for each one of the dalet cases. What's going on over here? What is the havamin of the Gemara that it should be enough to have 1 revius for all dalet cases together? If you have to have dalet cases, so what makes it into 4 separate cases? L'chayre, it's 4 separate cases because each case has a shear of a revius b'fnei atzmai. If you're combining them all into 1 revius, so then it's not dalet cases. Isn't the fact that it has a separate revius, ikir, that makes it into 4 separate cases, like the maskan of the Gemara? What's the teichen of the Gemara's havamin that all 4 cases can be combined into 1 revius? That's the shaila on Rashi. The shaila is even stronger the way Taisvis learns Rashi. The way Taisvis learns Rashi, even the maskana, the Gemara is saying that you have to have 1 revius for all dalet cases. Elamai, you have to have 1 revius of yayin chai for all dalet cases. You have to have 1 revius of pure wine. And then you take that and you dilute it, and so you add water, 3 times water against it, 3/4 water, and then you get 4 revius of wine. According to Rashi, according to Taisvis, when the Gemara Maskana says that you have to have a separate revius for each one of the cases, it means that you have to have a separate revius mazug, yayin mazug for each one of the cases. But the Braisa, what does it say later in the Braisa? When the Braisa said, Dalit kaisus halalu, tzarich shi'ei ben kedei revius, it means 1 revius for all dalet cases. Elamai, it doesn't mean 1 revius of yayin mazuk for all dalet cases. It means 1 revius of yayin chai for all dalet cases. Then when you're mazig it, you divide it into 4 revius of yayin mazuk for each one of the cases. Which means that according to Taisvis, even according to the Lamaskanas HaGemara, the Gemara is giving you the shear of dalet cases together. All the shear of all dalet cases together. Why is the Braisa doing that? Why are we giving the shear of all dalet cases together? It's not Taisvis' own pshat, but this is the way Taisus learns Rashi. So again, in Rashi Gufa, you see the Havaman of the Gemara. That the Havaman of the Gemara was that there's 1 revius for all dalet cases. The way Taisus learns Rashi, it's not only the Havaman. Even though Maskana, when the Braisa says revius, is that you have to have a revius, that revius refers to all 4 cases. But Payal, it's going to be 4 revius in because you dilute it. But the Lashon HaBraisa is talking about 1 revius of Yayin Chai for all dalet cases. What's the pshat in this? That's the first thing that has to be understood over here. So now, the Rashbam disagrees with this. The Rashbam holds there's never a stage in the Gemara where the Gemara holds that there's 1 revius for all 4 cases. The Gemara never held such a thing. Elamai, the Havaman of the Gemara was that Kedei Mezigas Kais Yafa means that you have to dilute. You have to dilute it in a nice way, that it should be balanced right. Havaman of the Gemara was that shear of Mezigas Kais Yafa is different than the shear that it says later in the Braisa, Reiva Revius, that the way you dilute it is 1/4 wine and 3/4 water. So the only thing that the Gemara is discussing over here, what's the measurements to dilute it? That's the whole discussion of the Gemara. But that there has to be a separate revius for each kais yayin, that's not something the Gemara is b'chlal discussing. That's a davar apashut, that the mitzvah of dalet kaises is a separate revius for each kais yayin. That's Rashbam's shot. Shenkel lefi Rashi, that guf is a shakel of Atarian. There's a havamin in the Gemara here that there has to be 1 revius for all dalet kaises shel yayin. What's the teichen of machlekes? Sagt die Gemara weiter, Shosan Chai Yotza. Shosan Bevasachas Yotza. Hishkemel Lebanav of Nebeisa Yotza. That's the 4, so these are the 4 dinim that Shmuel said. Then the Gemara comes back and explains the dinim that he said separately. Shosan Chai Yotza, what's the pshat in Shosan Chai? Omarova Yidei Yayin Yotza, Yidei Cheiros Lo Yotza. He's Yotza the mitzvah of Yayin, but he's not yet to the mitzvah of Cherus. What does this mean? What's Yayin and what's Cherus? So Rashi says, and the Rashbam says, Yidei Yayin Yotza Sheshosa Dalet Kaisis. The Yidei Yayin Yotza means that he drank Dalet Kaisis. So Yayin does not just mean Yayin. Yayin means Yayin of Dalet Kaisis. That's the pshat of Yayin. What's the pshat Yidei Cherus Lo Yotza? Koloimar Ein Zu Mitzvah Shleima. You drank dalet kaises, but because the wine you drank was chai, it wasn't mazuk, so it's not a mitzvah shleima. Rashbam adds to that, why isn't it a mitzvah shleima? She'ein chshivus ela b'yayin mazuk. Choshev wine is only if it's mazuk. But if it's not choshev, if it's not mazuk, it's not choshev wine. In order to be yaitz dalet kaises, it has to be choshev wine. So both Rashi and the Rashbam and Reiv of the Rishonim are mitzi the Gemara mipshutai. The lashon of the Gemara, it says Yidei Cherus Lo Yotza. If you read the simple translation of the words of the Gemara, it's sort of mashma that there's an inyan of yayin. Physically to drink wine. Doesn't matter what quality wine. It could be grape juice wine, it could be garbage wine, it could be excellent wine, it could be top quality wine. There's a mitzvah to drink wine. The type of wine doesn't matter. That's one point. And then there's a second din, which is the cherus, that you have to feel cherus in the wine. So if you're drinking garbage wine, or you're drinking wine that's not mazug, so then you physically drank liquid, which is wine, but there's no cherus involved, because what you drank is garbage. That's the simple pshat of the Gemara. So you yaitze the yayin aspect of the mitzvah, but there's another part of the mitzvah, which is the cherus. And the cherus you will not yaitze. Comes the Rashbam and Rashi, and as I said, Reiv Rishonim, and say, no, it's not the pshat in the Gemara. When it says cherus, cherus means mitzvah shleima. Cherus means mitzvah shleima. There's one mitzvah here. There's only one mitzvah. And that one mitzvah can be done b'shleimus. It can be done in an oifen of mitzvah min ha-mufchar, and it can be done not min ha-mufchar. If you're drinking good wine, then that's a mitzvah min ha-mufchar. If you're drinking bad wine, if you're drinking wine yayin chai that's not mazuk, so then it's not a mitzvah shleima. So there's no two different inyanim here. There's one mitzvah. There's one mitzvah to drink the dal kaisis. There's doing it min hamufchar and not min hamufchar. So the shaila is what's Mimanavshach? How do you learn the pshat in this? What is the mitzvah that we're talking about? This one mitzvah of dal kaisis. What exactly is this one mitzvah that we're talking about? What is what's the etzem of the mitzvah of dal kaisis? Is it to stand to physically drink wine? Is it just to physically drink the mashke that's called yayin? So then chayros is a separate inyan. Elamai, the whole mitzvah is the chayros. The mitzvah is to drink the wine because wine expresses chayros. That's the mitzvah. So then l'chayra, if you drank wine and there's no chayros in it because the wine doesn't taste good and the wine is not mozug, it wasn't prepared right, so then you're not yetzer anything. Trying to understand what's going on over here. If the etzem mitzvah is the chayros, so if there's no chayros, so then what does it mean? You yetzer dal kaisis without chayros. What is dal kaisis? Dal kaisis is to express chayros. Elamai, you're going to tell me no. Dalit kaisis is a takanim derabanan to drink wine. Nothing to do with chayros. So if it has nothing to do with chayros, so what's the pshat that the chayros is the shleimus of the dalit kaisis? That's the mitzvah min hamufchar. That's the mitzvah shleima of the dalit kaisis. So l'chayri, you see over here that there is one din. There is one din to drink the wine. But there's two ifanim how this drinking of the wine could happen. You could drink it with chayros, that's a mitzvah shleima. You could drink it with not chayros, that's not a mitzvah shleima. And the pshat in this l'chayra is, the lashon that it says in the Rashbam here is that ein chshivus ele b'yayim mazuk. There's no chshivus only if it's a yayim mazuk. So why do you need chshivus? Only if it's chashiv, then it's yidei chayros. Then it is chayros. So the Maram Chalav over here uses a little bit of a different lashon than the Rashbam. I'm not sure if this fits with lashon Rashbam or not, but the Maram Chalav says a very geschmack art. He says the pshat in the Gemara of Yidei Cheres Lo Yotza is that it's not the derech to drink wine this way. It's not the derech to drink yayin that's not mozuk. Just like it's not the derech to take concentrated apple juice and pour it into a cup and drink concentrated apple juice without diluting it with water. You could do it, but it's not going to be very tasty and very whatever. Or you could take a piece of syrup and drink it down. So drinking wine without mezige, it's not the derech to drink wine this way. Did you drink wine? Yeah, but it's not derech shtiyas yayin. That's the lashon of Maram Chalav here. So according to the way this lashon of the Maram Chalav, drinking wine is derech chayros. It's good wine. It's not good wine. It's a ishkanaf gemina. Drinking wine is a maisa of derech chayros. But there's a derech of how to drink wine, though. And you drink wine that's not mazik, it's not the derech to drink wine this way. Umemele, it's not a mitzvah shleima. Because you drank wine, but you didn't drink wine the way you're supposed to drink wine. This is al derech, the lashon that the Alter Rebbe uses b'negeya to heseva simin. When it comes to Hasevas prakton, the Alter Rebbe says it's b'chlal not derech chayros. To be masive like a prakton is not derech chayros. When it comes to Hasevas yimin, the Alter Rebbe says it's derech chayros. B'poil, you're being masive on your right side, it's derech chayros. The only problem is it's not derech haseva b'kach. It's not the way people do haseva, because while they're doing their haseva, it makes them uncomfortable that now they have a problem with eating. What's going to happen with their right hand? It's not derech haseva, but it's derech chayros. It's only not derech haseva b'kach. The Maram Chalav teaches over here. The Gemara also by Zeh. When you drink yayin chay she'ena mazug, it's derech chayros. It's yayin, it's chayros, it's mitzvah. Mitzad that you will to the mitzvah. Elamai, it's not the derech to drink wine this way. Chacham will mechayev you to drink wine. You're drinking wine in an oifen that it's not the derech to drink wine this way. It's not the derech of shtiyas yayin. That's the pshat in the Gemara. So according to this, the Maram Chalav goes a step further. The Maram Chalav argues with Rashi and the Rashbam, and he holds that when the Gemara says Yidei Cheres Lo Yotza, the pshat in the Gemara is Kipshutai Lo Yotza. What does Lo Yotza mean? When you bepashtus, the lashon of Lo Yotza is mashma that you're not yoytze. Not that it's not a mitzvah shleima. You're not yoytze. The inyan of chayris, you're not yaitze because it's not the derech of shtiyas yayin bekach. Just like a sevis yimin is not a seva, even though there is chayros, but if it's not derech a seva, so then you're not being mekayim the takonas chacham the way chacham wants you to be mekayim the takana. If you drink wine and it's not mazug, it's not derech shtiyas yayin, you're not yaitze the mitzvah of drinking wine at all. Correct? Huh? Yidei yayin, the chayros that is. The chayros you're not yaitze at all. Because it's not the derech to drink wine this way. Huh? The simchas yontiv, yeah. Okay, so according, I mean, the 1 second, yeah, like it says in the second Rashbam. 1 second. So, this is, the Maram Chalavis Pshat doesn't fit into the Lashon of Rashbam or Rashi, which say that you're not, the lo yotza is just that it's not ein zu mitzvah shleima. It's she'ein chshivus ela b'yayim mozuk. Doesn't fit into the Lashon at all, obviously. And the pshat of Rashi and the Rashbam is a chiddush in the Lashon of the Gemara for two reasons. Number one, the Gemara says chayros, and the Rashi and the Rashbam come and say mitzvah shleima. Number two, the Lashon of the Gemara is lo yotza. Lo yotza. Lo yotza is mashma, you're not yaitze. And Rashi and the Rashbam come and says that's not lo yotza, you're yaitze, but it's not a mitzvah shleima. Okay, so it's tzarich biyah, the shit of the Rashi and the Rashbam. Weiter, what's the next case of the Gemara? Vasachas Rav Omar Yidei Yayin Yotza Yidei Arba Kaisis Lo Yotza. If you dress Shosam B'Vasachas, so then Fakert Yidei Yayin Yotza, and but Yidei Arba Kaisis Lo Yotza. So what's the pshat of Shosam B'Vasachas? Over here there's a machlokes of Rashi and the Rashbam. The Rashbam first brings the lashon of Rashi Ira Arbatan B'Teich Kais Echad Kach Pirish Rabbeinu Shleima. V'loi nehira. Da fila sheisa harbe b'kli echad lechoshev el kais echad da hainu revius. Da hai revius ein el lemute pachas mi revius. Aval tvei mi revius b'kais echad choshev kais echad. It's all considered to be one case. So it's a davar apashut that if it's all in one case, that you don't have arba cases. What's the chiddush of the Gemara? Nirali the hachi pirushay b'vasachas shaloi al seder mishnuseinu el shosen retzufin. The pshat over here in the Gemara is that he drank the cases not b'vas achas like Rashi says out of one case. He drank them separately. He poured and he drank another case, but not I'll say the Mishnah Seinu. What say the Mishnah Seinu? First case on Kiddush, the second case on Dagada, the third case Berchas HaMazon, and the fourth case Hal. He didn't drink it I'll say the Mishnah Seinu that it says later in the Mishnayos. So how do you fend for this Rashi over here? Rashi says that Shosam b'vas achas means you poured all the yayin into one case. That's what the person did. That's when you're yaitze. So there's two chidushim in Rashi here. First chidush in Rashi is that the pshat in the Gemara, Rashi's pshat in the Gemara is a very shver pshat in the Gemara. Shosam b'vas achas, what is the Gemara saying? It's no chidush. There has to be a chidush over here in what Rashi says, according to, or the pshat in the Gemara according to Rashi. The other chidush that you see from Rashi over here is, it's mashma from Rashi, that the issue of shosam b'vas achas is taka only if you poured it all into one cup and drank it all out of one cup. But what if he drank it from not out of one cup? If he drank it like the Rashbam says, ritzufin, but not I'll say the Mishnah Seinu. From Rashi it's mashma that that's not a problem. You don't have to drink the cases dafka I'll say the Mishnah Seinu. Fact that the Rashbam says that the pshat is that you have to drink it I'll say the Mishnah Seinu, and Rashi holds no, there's no dinner to drink it I'll say the Mishnah Seinu. Even if you drank it shaloi I'll say the Mishnah Seinu yaitz, as long as you didn't drink all four cases from one case, from the same case. You drank it, you filled up a case, then you drank it, you filled it up again, 4 times, you yaitz, even if it's not I'll say the Mishnah Seinu. If you fill up one case one time and you drink the whole thing down one time, then you're not going to be yaitz. But lulei zeh, you yaitz. It doesn't have to be I'll say the Mishnah Seinu. So the pashtus of the pshat of the machlokes between Rashi and the Rashbam, the ikir machlokes that comes out of here is, do you have to drink the dal cases ala seder, or not, or you yaitze without drinking it ala seder? In the Paiskim, there's a machlokes about this, the Beis Yosef and the Pri Chodosh. The Rebbe brings it in the Sikha. The Rebbe's Metzayin to it in the Sikha, in order 27 in that Sikha, in Parshas Vayra. There's a machlokes benegeh to b'diavad. If someone drank the cases b'diavad, shaloi ala seder, are you yaitza? Beis Yosef holds you are yaitza, and the Pri Chodosh holds you not yaitza. But over here from Rashi l'chayre, it's mashma that it's not even a yin of the You're not. There's no. Yet Taka says later in the Mishnah that there's the dal cases are distributed between the four different things that you say by the Seder, but the four different things that you say is not at all li'ikuve for the dal cases itself. It's a separate inyan. It has nothing to do with dal cases. The dal cases, you yetze b'shleimus, even if you did not do it ala Seder at all. The mitzvah of dal cases. The mitzvah of dal cases, you yetze 100% b'shleimus. Maybe the Amidas HaGod is going to be lacking something. The Amidas HaGod has to be said ala kais. Kiddush has to be said ala kais. The chesaron is going to be not in the kaises. The chesaron is going to be in the things that you're saying. That's the chesaron. But in the dal cases itself, it's 100% b'shleimus. This Gemara here is talking about the mitzvah of dal cases. It's not talking about the mitzvah of the four things that you say. That's Rashi's pshat. As I come to from Rashi. So I'm not talking only about b'diavad. Lichat chila. According to Rashi, shasam b'vasachas is only an issue if you drink it in the same case. But if you drink it b'zeh chazer etzuf mishloy seder mishnah seina, there's no issue. Why not? We're not talking over here about lichat chila and b'diavad. The only place where Rashi brings in lichat chila and b'diavad, the lashon of lichat chila, mitzvah shleima, is before. It's before the previous case by shasan chai. Over here, it says Yidei Shosam B'Vasachas, right? Yidei Yayin Yotza, Yidei Arba Kaisus Lo Yotza. It's talking about Lechat Chila B'Diavad. There's no nafkamina. Over here, we're not being mechalik between Lechat Chila and B'Diavad in this chelik of the Gemara. Huh? The what? It messes up the brachas, but not the kaisus. It messes up the brachas, but not the kaisus. There's two different pratim there. I'm going to get back to that, but there's two. It's not. It's not. But what I'm trying to say is the opposite. That if you drink all the kaisus b'vas achas, firashi, the tzufin, so then the things that you're saying are missing a kais. They have to have a kais. They're missing the kais, but the kaisus don't need the things that you're saying. Rabbeinu David over here says a similar thing, but he doesn't go as far as this. Rabbeinu David argues with this Rashi. Rashbam, that is. Rabbeinu David asks, Rashbam says, because it's Shaloi al Seder Mishnah Seinu, so he's not Yaitza. Says Rabbeinu David, no, that's not Ma'akif. Who says it's Ma'akif to say al Seder Mishnah Seinu? Take, it says in the Mishnah is that you should be Mesader, the kaisis, on four different things. And the lashon of the Gemara later on Kufid Zayin Amud Beis is Dalid kaisis tiknu rabbanon derech cheres kol chad v'chad navid bei mitzvah. You should do a mitzvah. You should say something different on each one of the Dalid kaisis. But it's not liikuva. It's only lechatchila, not liikuva. That's what Rabbeinu David says. So therefore Rabbeinu David argues with Rashbam, and Rabbeinu David says that shasam b'vasachas means he drank four kaisis one after the next. One kais, another kais. He drank four kaisis one after the next. Not only shaloi ala seder. According to the Rashbam, even if the person drank the daled cases, one case, he waited 10 minutes, he drank a second case, he waited another 10 minutes, he drank a third case and a fourth case, he waited between the cases. But if it's Shalai ala Seder, you're not Yetzah. Mashenken Rabbeinu David holds, what the Gemara is talking about is that he's drinking wine like a person drinks wine, one case after the next. So therefore, Rabbeinu David says that he's not being Mekayim Takanas Chachamim. It doesn't look like he's doing it as a takana. He's stop drinking wine. He enjoys wine. He drank one kais that is, and he loved the wine. So drank another one. He's not being mekayim takanas chachamim. So Rabbeinu David learns that shasam b'vasachas means that dachkiv, he drinks them one after the next. Kapanim, there's three, which means that there's three different pirushim over here in what shasam b'vasachas means. With Rashi, shasam b'vasachas means that he drank it all out of one cup. According to Rabbeinu David, he drank them one right after the other. And according to the Rashbam, Shasam B'Vasachas means he drank it, could be separated from each other, but not ala seder of the Mishnah says, the things that you say. Those are three pshatim. There's another three pshatim also. Should we go through all other three now? Huh? Not sure. I have to look again if he says if it's like mamish teich kedei dibur, but he drank them one after the next. The chesaron, according to Rabbeinu David, the chesaron is not the fact that it's shalei al seder mishnah seino, because he holds that that's not ma'akiv. The chesaron is that he drank it in a oifen that he doesn't look like he's being Mekayim Takanas Chacham. You have to drink it by from Kazeh, that you drink wine and then you wait. And then you drink and you wait. So then you show that you drink it only for the Takanas Chacham. If you drink and you drink, you drink because you like the wine. So then it's not, it's the stam drinking like a Zayl V'Seiva that drinks wine. That's what he says. That what? Which one? Because otherwise, why did Rashbam say Shalei al say the Mishnah Seinu? Rashbam could have just said V'vasachas Shosar Etzufin. The fact that he says Shalei al say the Mishnah Seinu, so I see that Rashbam holds that the main thing, the problem over here is that it's Shalei al say the Mishnah Seinu. That's the issue. And Chanami, but the Ritzufin b'shteit in them. What is the fact that it's Ritzufin? Because it's Shalei al say the Mishnah Seinu. That is the fact that is the Ritzufin here. The Prima Godim for Emphas Rashi. The Shaila that the Rashbam asks on Rashi. The Prima Godim's teretz for Rashi is that if he medayik in the actual lashon of Rashi, Rashi himself never said the way Rashbam understood Rashi. Why? Because the lashon of the Rashbam of Rashi is ira arbat and lekais l'teich kais echad. Rashi never said he drank from one kais everything at one time. Not that he drank it all from one kais at one time. Ira, he poured it all into one kais. And then what happened is, this one kais, he drank it from this kais, from one kais, on the seder of the that you're supposed to drink it. He had one kais that he filled up. He drank a part of it by Kiddush, the next part he drank by Agoda, the third part by Birchas Hamazon, the fourth part by Halal. That's the Pshat in Rashi. Not that he drank it all from one kais at one time. Because then the Rashbam would be right. What's Bechlal the Chiddush? What is Bechlal the Chiddush if he drank it all from one kais? Elamai, he drank it, I'll say the Agoda. I'll say the Mishnah Seinu. But he drank everything from one kais. That's the issue. Huh? Okay. So the Chiddush, No, so that, you see, you're right. In the Lashon Gemara, it's a deichik. It says in the Gemara, Shosam b'vasachas. Huh? He didn't drink from 4 cups. He didn't drink 4 different cups. He's drinking one kais. He had a big kais. Let's say he put the shear of all dal kaises. Maskan of the Gemara, you have to have 4 revis. He took the shear of all 4 kaises, poured it into one kais. Instead of having to fill up his kais every time, so he fills it up once in the beginning of the Seder, and I drink from a grace 24-ounce kais. Yeah. That's the pshat of the Prima Godim. So, according to the Prima Godim, it comes out, what's the Teichen HaMachlekes between Rashi and the Rashbam? What's the Teichen HaMachlekes between Rashi and the Rashbam? I think the Nekudah still remains the same. It's in a different Eifen. It's in a different Eifen than before. Before we were learning that the pshat in Rashi is that he drank everything together from one kais. Now we're saying that he drank it from one kais over the Seder Mishnah. But the Teichen Advarim still remains the same. Lafi the Rashbam, the Seder Mishnah Seinu is the main thing that's ma'akiv. Seder Mishnah Seinu is the main thing that's ma'akiv. Mashenken Lafi Rashi, even if you drink it, I'll say the Mishnah Seinu, is weiter nicht good if the shtiya is not divided into 4 different shtiyas. So the Nekudah still remains the same. What's the ikir of Kiyum Mitzvahs Da'al cases? The Rashbam held, if it's not, I'll say the Mishnah Seinu, you're not Yetzir Da'al cases. Mashenken Lefi Rashi, however you learn the Pshat in Rashi, it comes out that Rashi does not give significance to this inyan of say the Mishnah Seinu. The say the Mishnah Seinu is not ma'akiv, not even l'chatchila. The only shaila is, how do you teach? Do you say that Lefi Rashi he drank everything at once, and then the Rashbam has a kasha on Rashi, what's the chiddush? Or the pshat is that he did drink it, I'll say the Mishnah Seinu, but it still doesn't help, because he drank it all from one kais. Or the Nekudah remains the same. That Rashi is saying that it has to be divided into 4 shtiyas. And what divides it into 4 shtiyas? That you pour it into the kais separately. That you don't pour once everything into you pour, you drink, you pour and you drink. That's what divides it into 4 different kaises. Huh? That you pour it and you drink it and it's empty and then you refill it. Not that you pour once and you drink a part and drink another part and drink another part. That's what divides it into 4 different cases.
The kais is half full and you refill it.
Yeah.
Not yet, because half the first, it's still half the first cup. So, let's say someone just finished the first
You're supposed to finish a full case.
If you don't, the guy in Chavana.
The guy in the Chabadas.
If you do a full case, you drink the same case, technically too.
If what you added is less than a revius, and you so maybe that's a problem. If you added a full revius anyways, I hear you. I don't know. Okay, ask your local shliach, which I'm sure will be able to answer you exactly what to do, for sure. Or the local bacher that's going to the place. This for sure knows all the halachas. Yeah. Okay. One more nakud over here, just a second. Yeah, okay. So, the nakudas advarim over here, the machlekes, there's three shittas in the sugya. Okay, b'chlalos, three shittas in the sugya. So first, the two shittas of Rashi and the Rashbam. So the pshat, in the way you learn this Gemara, the difference between Rashi and Rashbam is this nakuda that I just finished saying. This is the nakudas hamachlekes l'chayre here between Rashi and the Rashbam. What's the ikar mitzvah of Dalet Kaisis? Is the ikar mitzvah of Dalet Kaisis the fact that it has to be a kais shel bracha, that there's certain things that you have to say, and those things that you have to say have to be ala kais? That's the ikar mitzvah. Or no, the ikar mitzvah of Dalet Kaisis is not the things that you have to say. The ikar mitzvah of Dalet Kaisis is the shtiyas hayayin. And that's the teichen of the whole sugya, the shtiyas hayayin. Happens to be that shtiyas hayayin, chachamim were masakin, that it should be done also, distributed throughout the Seder, that it should be said on a different chelik of the Seder, on the Kiddush, on the Haggadah, and so on. But what's the ikar? I spoke about this in the beginning of the Perek. So the Rashbam's shitta is that the ikar mitzvah of Dalet Kaisis is al Seder Mishnaseinu. Al Seder Mishnaseinu, there's Kamai Fanim had to learn this Rashbam. But l'chayre, the Pashta Pshat in the Rashbam is, the reason why the Rashbam holds Seder Mishnaseinu is la'akiv, what's the answer? Rabbeinu David asks, who told the Rashbam that the Seder that it says in the Mishnah is ma'akiv? The Mishnah is writing the Seder b'poil of how you do it. Mazgu Kais Rishon, the Mishnah starts in Daf Kuf Yud Dalet. Mazgu Kais Rishon, Mazgu Kais Sheni. Maybe the Mishnah is just telling you the Seder b'poil lechatchila how you do it. From where did the Rashbam take the fact that the Seder that it says in the Mishnah is ma'akiv? So the Pashta answer for that is because the Rashbam holds that is the whole din. The whole din is the four things that you say. The mezige is that while you say them, there should be a kais that you hold in your hands for the things that you say. The holding of the kais is because you're saying a bracha and you need a kais for the bracha. So you can't ask a question, how did the Rashbam know that it's ma'akiv? Das is the ganze din. Mashayin Kein Rabbeinu David that asks this question on the Rashbam. Rabbeinu David taka holds, and he says it with Feidish, that the ikar din of kais of Dalet Kaisis is the drinking. Drinking Dalet Kaisis, that's the din of Dalet Kaisis. Then, besides the fact that you have to drink it, they will also masakin a second takana that you have to say certain things when you drink the Dalet Kaisis. So according to Rabbeinu David, there were two takanas. There was a kais to drink wine, takana aleph, and then takana beis that they were masakin to say it on certain things. Rabbeinu David says the din to drink wine, that's likuva, that everyone has to drink the wine. But the din that it has to be on that it has to be said on the four things that are said in the Seder, where do you see that that's makiv? The moment that you say that the ikar mitzvah is the shtia, how do you know that the second takana that it has to be on the different brachas that you say, how do you know that that's makiv? That's why Rabbeinu David asks the question. And the emes is that Rabbeinu David himself, okay, before we get to Rabbeinu, 1 second, Mashenkin Rashi. Mashenkin Rashi's shit is the ikar mitzvah of Dalet Kaisis is to drink wine. That's the takana, the drinking of the wine. Now, this drinking of the wine, that's the whole shakel of of the Gemara revolves around how and what are the tnoim of the drinking of the wine. Chum wa mesakin, to drink wine. So the havamin of the Gemara is, the first svar of the Gemara is that the ikar takana is to drink wine. That's it. That's the takana, to drink wine. Why did you have to drink wine in an eifon of 4 cases? Because it says in the Torah, "Vaytzeisi v'tzalti v'galti v'lakachti." U'memelech Chachamim took the mitzvah to drink wine, and they were machalik it into 4. Now it's be'etzem the takana is to drink wine. Why to drink wine? Because wine is derech cheres. That's the ikar takana. Drink wine. So if they're being misaken to drink wine, so drink wine in one case. Why 4? Because there are 4 l'sheina shalgula. So to be meramis to the 4 l'sheina shalgula, they will mechalik it into 4. So if the ikra takana is to drink wine, and they took that takana to drink wine, they will mechalik it into 4. So then the havamin of the Gemara is that all 4 cases of yayin make up one cheftza. It's one takana, it's one inyan. If you have a revius, and then you take that revius and you split it into the 4 cases, so you have a reiva revius for each case. It's the havamin of the Gemara. It's be'etzem one takana. It's be'etzem one takana to drink wine. Elamai Chacham took that one takana, and they were machalik it into 4 different things. That's the pshat according to Rashi. Umemela, according to Rashi, when it comes to the Gemara of Shosam b'vasachas, so Rashi l'shitosai holds that Shosam b'vasachas has nothing to do with Seder Mishnasenu, and therefore, according to Rashi, it's both ktsavos. Like I said before, however you teach, whether you teach that Shosam b'vasachas means that he drank it without Seder Mishnasenu at all, or Shosam b'vasachas means he drank it al Seder Mishnasenu, but in one case, either way, lo yotza, because it has nothing to do with the dal cases. Sorry, with the things that you say. It has nothing to do with the Seder Mishnasenu. The takana of dal cases has nothing to do with that. Elamai, according to the maskana of the Gemara, Chachamim beferish will machalik it into 4 different shtiyas. It's not one shtiya which they took and will machalik into 4. Once they will machalik it into 4, each case needs a shir b'fnei atzmai. Each case has to be a case b'fnei atzmai. There has to be 4 shtiyas. 4 different shiurim of shtiya. In other words, how do you make this zeicher for vitzeisi vitzalti v'galti v'lakachti? You could say that it's be'etzem one shtiya of yayin, but you don't drink it all at once. You sip a little bit, then you sip a little bit more, you sip a little bit more, and then so because you did it 4 times, so the put it in these words, the zeicher for the 4 l'sheina shalgula is for the 4 maisei hashtiya. In the Maisa B'Payil, the person is being machalik the shtiya into 4 different things, but it's be'etzem one takana. But it's one takana of chedus, of drinking yayin. The Maisa shtiya is neschalik into 4, which is connected to 4 l'sheina shalgula. The maskana of the Gemara is, it's not only the Maisa shtiya that's neschalik, the kais. That's some cheftza of the kais. It has to be 4 cases. 4 different kais. That's the chiddush of the fact that you have to have a separate shear for each one of the cases, and that shosam b'vasachas you're not yetza. So according to Rashi, the whole shakel of Atari of the Gemara, the havamin of negate shosan, where you have to have a separate shear for each case, and the vart of b'vasachas is all how to define the mitzvah of shtiya. Schenken, according to the Rashbam, it's punkt verkehrt. There is be'etzem no mitzvah of shtiya b'fnei atzma. The ikir mitzvah is the mitzvah of kais shel bracha. That kais shel bracha you also have to drink. That's a prat in the ikra mitzvah of kais shel bracha. Just a second, one second. I don't want to forget. There's two more points I want to explain over here. 1 second. Sorry. So according to Rashi now, when the Gemara says Yidei yayin yotza, and Rashi says Kaloima einzu mitzvah shleima. So according to, if this pshat is true, that there's such a radical nafkamina. You see, benegayah to how Rashi and Rashbam tied differently b'vasachas. So there's such a big difference between Rashi and the Rashbam. That chiluk in the pirish of b'vasachas comes from the chiluk in the yisoid hadin of what dal cases is. But when it comes to the pshat of yidei yayin layotza, sorry, I meant to say yidei chedus layotza. Over there, Rashi and Rashbam teach the same way. Over there, both Rashi and the Rashbam teach ein zu mitzvah shleima. So l'chayre b'shleima according to the Rashbam, I understand why the Rashbam teaches yidei chedus layotza ein zu mitzvah shleima. Because according to the Rashbam, that's not the mitzvah. The ikir mitzvah of the al cases is not the chedus. The ikir mitzvah of the al cases is what? That you're saying certain things, and those things that you say have to be said ala kais. And that case has to be, you have to drink it. And what you drink should be yayin choshuv. All these pratim all start from where? It starts from the fact that there's certain things that you say. Then from them kum tareis has to be said on a case, and you have to drink it, and what you drink has to be choshuv. Umamela, the Rashbam holds, if the yayin is not choshuv, you could say that it's ma'akiv, that you're not yetzer b'chlal. So I understand why the Rashbam says, ein zu mitzvah shleima. But you beferish war yetzer. Because b'payil, You said the 4 things that you have to say, and you have a kosher bracha also, and you drank it also. Just because it's not yayin choshev, you shouldn't be yetzer b'chlal. So the Rashbam is very good. The Shitasei. Shenken Rashi, if Rashi holds that the main mitzvah is the yayin, the shtiyas hayayin, the cheiros, the zeichel gula lecheiros, that's the ikka mitzvah of the alt kaisos, the drinking of the wine. So why didn't Rashi explain yedei cheiros lo yotza, that he's not yetzer cheiros b'chlal? The cheiros lo yotza, he's not yetzer cheiros. So the Rabbeinu David over here says that even in Timtze Loimar, Rabbeinu David, I'm confused this. I think it's Rabbeinu David. Rabbeinu David over here says that even in Timtze Loimar, that the Ikira Takona is the Shtiyas Hayayin, it's still not mukhrach to say that if you drank Yayin Chai, that you're not Yotze Yedei Cheiros. Drinking Yayin Chai is also to some extent cheiros. It's not, like I mentioned before, that's why I mentioned before the Maram Chalava. The Maram Chalava says it's not the derech shtiya bekach, it's not the way you drink wine, but to say that it's not derech cheiros b'chlal, that you're not yetze, no, avdafka. So even in Timtze Loimar that the ikir mitzvah is the shtiya of the yayin, it's still not mukhrach to say that yayin has to be dafke, yayin mozug and not yayin chai. So if that's the pshat, so when Rashi said that you're not yetzer mitzvah shleima, and when the Rashbam said it's not a mitzvah shleima, it's for 2 different reasons. There's no kesher b'neiim. When Rashi said that it's not a mitzvah shleima, Rashi doesn't teach why it's not a mitzvah shleima. Rashi just says it's not a mitzvah shleima. So in Rashi could be the pshat is bedoimen, not legamri, but bedoimen to what it says in the Maram Chalava, that there is a certain measure of cheirus here, because first you drank wine, but it's not cheirus dika wine. It's not fully chayres the wine. You're not going to be yetzer mitzvah shleima. That's why Rashi is saying it. Mashenkin, the reason why the Rashbam says that you're yetzer and it's only not a mitzvah shleima is for a different reason. Because the Rashbam holds that the ikir mitzvah of the alt kaisis is what? Saying the kais shel bracha, the things that you say, then it should be said ala kais. That's why you can't say that if the wine is not choshev, you're not yetzer at all. So it's 2 different pshatim. And you see, Taka, that, like I said, that Rashi was mashmit, the hemshech of the Rashbam. Okay. Those are the 2 shittas in the sugya, which is Rashi and the Rashbam. The 3rd shit in the sugya here is... I'm so sorry, I'll tell you soon. I think we have like 6 minutes left. 7 minutes. Keep the thought that you want to know, and I'll tell it to you later. The Rif and the Rambam have a 3rd pshat in the Gemara here. The Rif and the Rambam not only have a 3rd pshat, but a 3rd girsa in the Gemara. The 3rd girsa in the Gemara is that Rav Omar by Shosam bevasachas. Rav Omar Yidei Shosam bevasachas. Rav Omar Yidei cheiros yatsa. Yidei arba kaisis lo yatsa. Instead of in our Gemara it says Yidei yayin, so their guide is. Oh, they bring it here on the side also. Their guide is instead of Yidei yayin, Yidei cheiros. So all of the Achreinim are medayik. The very fact that they changed this one word from yayin to cheiros, is mahapach the whole sugya al piyah. Why? Because Rashi, the Rashbam, Reiv Rishayim Taich, what does Yidei cheiros lo yatsa mean? That you're not yetzer mitzvah shleima. So now let's try to read this over in the Gemara. Does it make sense to read that way? You drink shosam b'vasachas, Rav Amar Yidei cheiros yatsa. You're yetzer that it's a mitzvah shleima. That's the way the Rashbam teaches, right? Yidei cheiros means mitzvah shleima. It's a mitzvah shleima, but b'yidei arba kaisis lo yatsa. But the basic mitzvah of the alt kaisis, you weren't yetzer. Can't read it that way. So according to Rashi, according to the Rif and the Rambam, that are gairis instead of yidei yayin yidei cheiros, the pshat in the word cheiros does not mean mitzvah shleima. Yidei cheiros means cheiros kepshutai. They learned the word cheiros kepshutai, not like Rashi and the Rashbam and Reiv Rishayim that teach that cheiros means mitzvah shleima. Cheiros means cheiros. The Achreinim are mefarish that the pshat according to the Rif and the Rambam in this Gemara is that the Rif and the Rambam hold that this whole shaila, this machlokes here between Rashi and the Rashbam, what's the ikar mitzvah of the alt kaisis? Is the ikar mitzvah the shtiya, or is the ikar mitzvah the kais that you need for the brachas that you're saying? So the Rif and the Rambam hold that both dinim are there in the alt kaisis. This is the beide dinim. And Ha'guf is what the Gemara is talking about over here. The Lashonis of the Gemara, Yayin versus Chayros, or Arba cases versus Chayros, is talking about these two dinim. The Dalit cases, the Chachamim were Masakin Dalit cases, are two different dinim. One din of Dalit cases is the Shti of the Dalit cases. If you look into the Lashon of the Rambam, the way that, if you look into the Lashon of the Rambam, so in Halacha Zayin, the Rambam says that because Chayiv Adam Laharis Esatz Mekilahu B'Atzmi Yotzim Mitzrayim, so therefore the Rambam puts, if you remember I was medayik this then when we learned the Rambam and again Haseva. The Rambam puts Haseva and Dalit and the Shti of Dalit cases together. The Alter Rebbe doesn't do this in Torah. The only one that does this is the Rambam. The Rambam puts Haseva and Dalit cases together. You have to be Meisiv derech Cheiros and Vichol Echad Vechad Ben Anashim Ben Anashim Chayiv Lishtos Balayla Zeh B'Kais Shel Yayin. So in the Lashon Rambam it's Boror, just like Haseva is a din of Cheiros, to express Cheiros, the din of Dal cases is Shtiyas Yayin, to drink wine. So that's the first din that the Rambam clearly says. Haseva and Dal cases go together. And then in Halacha Yud, the Rambam says, Kol kais v'kais me'arba kaises halalu mevarich olav bracha b'fnei atzmai. Kais v'shenayim ralo kiddush yem. Kais she'eni kair olav asagada. Kais v'shen varach b'chsam mazan. Kais v'yegam olav asahalal. So over here in Halacha Yud, the Rambam is telling me that there's a second din. That you have four cases. Why do you have these four cases? Because there's four different things that you have to say in these four cases. So that the Rambam holds that there are two different dinim in Dal cases. And when the Gemara over here is saying this din of Shasan b'vasachas or Shasan Chai, the Gemara is talking about these two dinim. Shasan Chai, so you yetze Yidei Yayin. What does the Yidei Yayin mean? You yetze the mitzvah of saying the four things on wine. Yidei Yayin means you said the four different things on Yayin. Because b'poil you're holding a kos shel yayin in your hand. Yidei cheres lo yotza, but you're not yotza the mitzvah of shtiyas yayin because it's not cheres the wine. It's not mozug. It's not shtiya. So you're not yotza the mitzvah of shtiya. So again, according to the Rambam, yidei yayin yotza means that you're yotza the kos shel yayin that you need for the brachas that you're making. Yidei cheres lo yotza means you're not yotza the shtiya. Fakert if it's shasam b'vasachas, so then yidei cheres yotza. That's the Rambam's girsa. Yidei cheres yotza you drank very cheres the wine, shmaka wine. But you're not Yetzi Dal cases because you didn't say the four different things that you have to say on these four cases. Huh? Look, but it is a chiddush to say that there's two unrelated dinim. According to this, the chiddush over here is that you have two unrelated. It's not only you have two dinim. You have two dinim that are not tluyim zeh b'zeh b'chlal. That's the chiddush of the Rambam. Even according to Rashi, there is both pratim. Everybody agrees that there's two pratim in Dalit cases. There's the drinking and there's the things you have to say. But according to Rashi, the mitzvah is the shtiya. Happens to be, you say different things. And it's not even ma'akiv in Dalit cases b'chlal. According to Rashbam, fakert. The ikir is what you say. What you say, you have to later drink the wine. But these two things are totally zebazeh. The chiddush according to the Rambam is the Gemara here is trying to say that when you do the mitzvah of Dalit cases, you're fulfilling two unrelated mitzvahs that have no shaykhs to each other whatsoever. That's the chiddush of the Rambam's pshat in this Gemara. That's the third pshat in this Gemara. Then there's the Alter Rebbe's pshat in the Gemara that I'll say Mitzvah tomorrow, or not tomorrow. The end of the week. No, Thursday Mitzvah. But let me just finish off with one point that I was going to say before when you were that Chayre Yeshleimar, that the machlekes of Rashi and the Rashbam, whether the Ikke Mitzvah is the Shtiya and the Ikke Mitzvah is the Kais Shal Bracha is meduyik with the chiluk between the Lashon of Rashi and Rashbam at the beginning of the Perek. When it comes to the Seder of Vaytzeisi Vitzalti V'Galti V'Lakachti, Rashi brings the four Lashonis in the Seder HaPosuk. The Rashbam is Mishana from the Seder HaPosuk, and the Rashbam brings it Vaytzeisi Vitzalti. What is it again? V'Lakachti. No, whatever. He's Mishana the Seder HaPosuk. Vaytzeisi V'Galti V'Lakachti Vitzalti. So the Rebbe in the Sikh is Masber, that the Rashbam and the Alter Rebbe, which were Mishana the Seder HaPosik, is because the Rashbam is writing it in the Seder of the four brachas that you make. Vaytzeisi's Keneged Kiddush, and so on. So Rashi L'Shitasai holds that there's no din in Dalit cases that's connected to the four things that you say. The Dalit cases is a din of shtiya, to drink wine. As I started off, Be'etzem L'Fi Rashi, the takon of Dalit cases is to drink wine. They took that dalet kaisis and they divided it into 4 shtiyas, connected the 4 lashonis. So the 4 lashonis is just connected the 4 different times you drink. So there's no reason to be mishana to say that apasik. But the Rashbam l'shitasi holds that the 4 lashonis are connected the 4 things you say. So like the Rebbe's Masbin the Sikha, the Rashbam was mishana the lashon that it should fit with the 4 different things that you say.